Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome into our Miami Trace Star of the Game Awards program. For the next 75 minutes or so, we'll be talking with 4 coaches along with 8 different Star of the Game representatives. As we, of course, did a numerous amount of games this year on the WCHC Facebook and YouTube channel. And Nick Epifano has been so gracious over the last 4 years to sponsor the Star of the Game Awards, and we're here today for the winter sports season. Hey, hard to believe.
Great time. Nice, it's springtime now, so
yeah.
Getting out of this, had a long winter, so it's very nice that we can be enjoying the weather and enjoying this day with these young athletes today for the great things they've done on the courts and all the work that they do in their schools, and just a fun time to be able to do this with you.
We look at the winter sports season. It seems like it usually takes forever to get through the season with the amount of games that are played and so forth. 20-plus games of basketball. You got bowling's about 20-some. Wrestling's 10 to 15. Plus you got state tournaments and stuff. So it's one of the reasons we're coming a little bit late getting on started. But then I looked at the dates from the years past, and this is about the right time of the year we do this. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so we're in good shape. Spring sports has started. Some of these young people will be playing in other spring sports, and we'll talk about them as we interview them today. What's going on at McDonald's?
Oh, we got lots of stuff, man. K-pop right now, man. Demon Hunters, the meal, come in and get those. They're going quick, so we started those about 10 days ago, and it's really going crazy. So you got 2 different meals. You got a breakfast meal, you got a lunch meal, special cars for each meal. We have a special McFlurry. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Now, of course, McDonald's always seems to be on the trend of trying to get popular programming's going away or connected in with different projects and stuff like that. Of course, one of the things that you guys have always been popular with, especially this year, we've been promoting it a lot, was the snack wrap.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
The snack wraps are still a fan favorite, and sell lots of snack wraps every day. The customers are very happy that we brought the snack wraps back, and I really think that it was a good decision for us to do that, and you can tell by the sales, and you can tell by the popularity from the customers. Also, we have the Big Arch right now, so if you haven't tried that, that made a lot of headlines out in the news and everything, and started a whole new segment of CEOs and people trying sandwiches and stuff like that. Sell quite a few of those every day. People really like that. And again, still have our McCafe line of drinks and smoothies and frappes and all those kind of things. So getting ready for the summer. We'll have some new beverages coming out here soon. Just did training on that. Can't really say a whole lot about that yet, but it'll be refreshing to see some of the new beverages that we got coming out. And I think folks will really like that. Like we always said, Ray Kroc had a goal that McDonald's would always be relevant, no matter what space we were in, or what century or decade. And I think McDonald's still is. When you look at several of the things that we've got with mobile ordering, delivery, different ways to take care of the customer the way they want to be taken care of. Extended hours, we have restaurants that are 24 hours, like Leesburg Avenue, outside the fairgrounds there in front of Walmart. So, we're always trying to be there to take care of the customers when they need us, and try to make sure we have a menu that stays focused nutritionally, but also focused on the things that the customer really wants, like, burritos and McRibs and, different things like that.
Sausage, gravy, and brisket and all that stuff.
We have sausage, gravy, brisket every day. So, try one of those. And, we have a lot of hidden secrets, things people forget about, I don't know the last time you had McGriddle, okay? Sometimes you forget that we have McGriddles and some of the great things, McDonald's has. And, so give that a try again, Just little ideas out there for you to think about, when you're, trying to do your normal travels and you need to get a snack or something like that. We're always here to take care of you.
Now, with your locations that you have here, it's kind of remind folks exactly where you are located. You have four locations.
Yeah, we're in Jamestown, Ohio, which that's Greene County. So, we're there, and next week when we do the Student Athlete Awards, we will have athletes from Greenview High School in Jamestown. So they're definitely a part of this. And then we have the Jeffersonville restaurant here in Fayette County, which is up by the Outlet Mall right off of 71. And then we have 2 restaurants in Washington Courthouse.
Okay, and those are the ones located in front of the Walmart, one of them, and the other one is next to the courthouse schools.
Yeah, 1401 Leesburg Avenue is the one in front of Walmart, and that's the one that's across the street from the fairgrounds, and it's 24 hours a day. And then 280 South Elm Street is the one that's close to the high school on the other side of town.
You know, we never really talk a lot about, I know that you always like to thank your staff and stuff like that, and the management for their cooperation and trying to serve our customers. Have you ever had a chance to really sit down and how many employees do you have altogether?
It depends on the time of year. Right now you're probably around 250. You could go as high as 300.
Really?
It just depends. Different times of the year where it's harder to staff and those kind
Right.
of things. The average McDonald's restaurant is around 55, 60 people.
Okay.
You really want to try to be like, depending on the volume, 75 to 90, maybe even 100, depending on the sales.
Wow.
That gives you flexibility. It helps with scheduling, so you can, have flexible schedules for folks. Help young folks maybe that are in school or in college.
Right.
Give them that flexibility on their schedule. So we're always trying to do that. It's a little bit tougher now, since COVID. Still with getting folks, not as bad as it was before, but it runs cycles. We're just blessed to have, we've got great managers, great people, and, great customers. And, all those folks give us the opportunity to do these things we get to do today. You and I get to go along for the ride. You do all this work and, get all these nominations in and all that with your secret, crew that you got at the Batcave and all that. We always tease about that. We never know who Randy's got for judges and picks this stuff out. And I don't even know who's getting these things till they show up.
No.
Or I'll get a list. Hey, you got to get some plaques made. Here's who won it.
Yeah.
So that's all I know. But
Yeah.
a lot of work that he does. But also I want to thank all my employees, and I want to thank all the customers, all you folks out there that give us the opportunity to do this. Because when you come in and spend your money in our restaurants, we always say we're going to give a portion of that back and do things within the community and share that back. And we really believe that, and we live by that, and we do that. And this is one of the ways that we can try to do that and celebrate some of these young folks. Randy and I have always had a goal when we do these kind of things. We've been doing it for over 25 years now.
Yeah.
To try to make these magical moments for these young folks. And they're busy. All these folks are here, coaches and all that, on a Saturday. They've all got stuff to do, but they're taking the time to come in, do this, celebrate their success, and we want to celebrate that with them, and maybe give them a little video here or something, to help them remember this. When they get old like us, they can kind of look back and enjoy these moments. Maybe share their kids, and hey, I was pretty good when I was in high school, et cetera. And kind of share that. And I think that's one of the blessings that we get, and one of the things that makes McDonald's special is that we get to be a part of the community. Every McDonald's operator I know is part of their community and really tries, and this gives us an opportunity to share that and really enjoy the time with these young people, because we sell hamburgers and fries. That's what we do for a living. Okay, but this is another extension of that, to be a part of the community and enjoy it, and get to share time with Randy and my son and all our employees and everyone, to be able to do some of these things. And it's just a blessing, and we don't take that for granted. We really appreciate that.
Well, of course, as we mentioned before, a lot of the young people, on and off, we've had past winners that have worked at one of your restaurants part-time because of the athletic abilities and stuff like that, and that's always good to have as well. And, of course, we do welcome all our student athletes that will be on our show next week, as you mentioned, but today our Star of the Games. And a lot of these kids are busy, too.
Oh, yeah.
They play a lot of sports, but they also got to keep the grades up and things like that. So they're to be commended for that as well. Anything else before we start the interviews?
I'm, just happy to have this time with you again and continue to do this, and appreciate all you do, bro.
All right.
Really.
Well, we got a couple girls that are going to be playing some softball this afternoon over in Circleville, so we promised that we would get them on early. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to start off, and we'll talk to those young ladies and then their coaches, and then we'll go from there. So stay with us as you're listening and watching the Miami Trace Star of the Game Awards presentations right here from the Epifano McDonald's in Jeffersonville, right here on the Epifano Sports Network.
Snack wraps back, oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. Crispy chicken doing a little biz. Lettuce, cheese, creamy ranch, spicy sauce too. All wrapped up just for you. Snack it, wrap it, love it, unwrap it, crunching and munching. Can't stop the tapping. Snack wrap back, it's the tasty attack. One bite in and you're never looking back.
All right, we're back here now at Epifano McDonald's restaurant. I say things so fast here. I got to slow down myself a little bit. We tell the kids, just slow down. You're all right. You don't have a problem. And then the announcer's the guy that does he's got to slow down a little bit. Carly's with us right now. Carly is, of course, picked as the star of the game for bowling. We'll talk about that in a little bit, in just a few minutes. I understand your mom's watching this morning.
Yep, my mom and my grandma.
All right, so you can look at those cameras and wave at them.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Grandma.
All right, good enough. Carly, talk to us a little bit about your bowling season this year. You bowled what, 3 years, 4 years?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
And so what kind of season did you end up having?
I think I had a pretty good season. It was my best season of the 3 years. Coming out of my junior year, I went to state at the end of junior year. And all summer I worked because that was my goal again. Mm-hmm. But I came up short in districts this year. But I thought overall I had a really good season. I averaged about 20 pins higher than I normally do.
Well, that's good.
So it was a good season for me.
You, of course, then were able to translate that into a college scholarship. Tell us about that, please.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Rio Grande.
Okay.
And I was looking into their radiology program, and then their coach contacted me and wanted me to come and visit them and meet the team, bowl with the team. And I never got to bowl with the team because my schedule with bowling, it really conflicted. But meeting the coach, it made me realize that I wanted to go to the next level, and I enjoy bowling. And I can thank Kaylee Amore and Diane Amore for that. They make me realize that it's more than a sport. It's more like something you love, and I wanted to keep doing that in school.
As I look at your season over the last couple of years and the success that you've been able to parlay it into with the college scholarship and stuff like that, what made you decide you wanted to get into radiology?
Yeah, radiology.
Tell us about that.
I've always wanted to work in healthcare. I've wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a surgeon. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon because I watched a show called Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
I love that show.
I was going to say, that's a wide range of topics you were thinking about there.
Yeah. And then I get really squirmish around body fluids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I decided radiology was my best bet because I get to help people, but I don't have to deal with the dirty side of it, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. The last thing you need is a doctor getting sick on you and stuff like that. When will you go to Rio Grande, start your college?
I will go in August this coming year. I'll go.
Okay, now is bowling basically a winter sport, or is it all year round, or is it different types of the year, or what?
I'm pretty sure it starts like high school bowling. It starts in late October, early November, and it goes. They're still bowling right now. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're still going. They go to the USB Nationals, and like they go to Vegas, Missouri. Like they travel all over.
Wow. I'm sure your coaches probably talked to you, both high school and college and stuff like that. There's going to be a little bit more level of demand upon you, especially in the athletic abilities and stuff like that. Let's be honest with you, kind of a short girl and stuff like that, you know, the demands are going to be a little bit harder on you, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to be harder. The oil patterns are going to be a more difficult thing, so I'm going to have to change my balls and like adjust to it more than I did in high school.
What in the high school stuff, did you have a certain part of the lane you were looking at, or does it come down to how that oil's laid down and all that stuff? Or
In high school, it's normally just a house shot, and then when you get to the college level, it's a sports shot, so it's harder. It's normally the oil is heavier down by the arrows.
Oh, okay.
And like it's harder for you to get the ball moving right, like spinning right, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like getting it to go, because it'll either overhook or not hook at all. But in high school, you can pretty much.
Riley, who will be coming up next, you guys playing some softball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your season so far in that area.
I'm pretty sure we're 6-6 right now. We're doing pretty good. We've definitely improved since the last couple of years. I'm excited to see what the end of the season brings for us.
You guys played a very tough schedule so far.
Yeah, we had 8 games in 7 days last week.
My goodness. That's unusual, cruel punishment, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Plus the fact that you got a new coach this year as well and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so you're having to kind of adjust to her and the staff and things like that. But like you say, it seemed like you guys have done pretty good. What position are you playing?
I play utility. I play anywhere they need me.
Okay.
And I'm a runner. I'm a designated runner.
Designated
so
runner?
sometimes I might not be on the field, but I'll be in the dugout, and they'll sub me in for the catcher or the pitcher or somebody that's not like that is hurt or injured, and I'll go in and I'll run for them.
Okay, so bowling and softball, any other sports?
I used to play basketball, but I quit for bowling. But
Okay,
no.
okay, that makes sense. Well, Carly, congratulations. You are a star of the game against Washington Courthouse back in, shoot, I can't remember the date. It was January something.
I think it was February
Yeah,
11th.
yeah, there you go. I got the dates down. But yeah, congratulations for that. You had a really good game that evening. Best of luck at Rio Grande.
Thank you.
Best of luck on the softball field. We have a girls softball game coming up against Courthouse, I believe, in late April. So we'll have at least one, maybe 2 broadcasts for you guys during the spring season. Maybe we'll get a chance to see you and do your running thing then.
Yep.
As long as you don't have the bowling ball and try to roll between the base path, we'll be okay, all right?
Yep.
Okay, Carly, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We'll
Thank
take
you,
a break.
guys.
We'll come back. We'll talk to more guests. So stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network. Okay, Riley's with us right now. As folks can tell on the screen, you do have these names and stuff up on the screen, right? Okay. I just call them first names. I just think everybody knows. All we got to do is look, see what everybody's going to do here. Riley was picked for the Washington Courthouse game. That was a contest. Let me check the date here real quick. Gotta get the glasses on. That was a game that was down like 2 or 4 points at the end. Courthouse pulled out. I think John Denton won his 400th win and stuff like that. But you had some really key points in that fourth period of play. That was one of the reasons you were selected. Basketball season overall. Under Coach Smallwood this year, he's here, so make sure you say nice things about him. But what was the season like for you?
It was a rough season because I didn't get to play like our first 3 games because I was still out from my ACL. But coming back was kind of hard, honestly. But once I got in the groove of things, I thought I came back pretty good. Honestly, I thought that we were going to have a better season than what we did this year, but it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. You're right. You guys did catch fire there toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think you won a couple games in a row and stuff like that, so that helped out as well. You, of course, played volleyball, basketball, and we got you playing softball.
Yep.
How's that going for you?
It's all right. It's been good. We've lost some games that they shouldn't have been close, but
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
That's why you play it on the field, you know? You just put your best effort out and hope for the best and stuff. Basketball season, as I mentioned before, you've had a chance to have a couple seasons now under a couple different coaches and stuff like that. What things have you learned personally playing sports? Not just basketball, but volleyball and now softball. What things has it taught you personally?
That a lot of people do a lot of different things. Like, I feel like we kind of struggled during basketball because having 3 coaches in 4 years was kind of hard to adjust to.
Yeah.
Because, like, one person did it one way and then somebody else did it another way, and it was just kind of hard. But I just learned that, like, you kind of got to forget about stuff. Like, once you make a mistake, you just got to forget about it, or you're just going to keep making that same mistake, honestly.
Got to be adaptable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Absolutely. Now, what's your future college plans look at?
I think I'm going to go to Southern State and finish my real estate broker's career and then get my license for that and then go into real estate.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, Nicholas ever wants to buy him a house and stuff. Nicholas, there's a young lady you can see when she's done. But that's pretty good. Why real estate?
I don't know. We've moved like 3 times since I've been in middle school, so I just...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I just kind of find it like interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good field.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot of folks in this area that do sell real estate, things have gotten so expanded now, you can almost go to Columbus or another community and sell anymore. So that gives you a little flexibility per se as well. As you look at your high school career overall, what is one thing that maybe you look at that you can take with you, whether it's real estate or whatever you do in life?
Well, probably my friendships. I feel like I have very good friendships throughout high school. Been best friends with Zoe Groom since kindergarten, so yeah. So I feel like friendships are probably going to be my biggest thing that I take from high school.
No, that's good. That's memories. I mean, as long as I've been out of school, and it's been much more longer than I want to even talk to you about, I still have 1 or 2 friends that I still communicate with through Facebook or on the phone and stuff like that. So, that does make it nice as well. Well, Riley, congratulations. You were one of our star of the games. Wish you the best of luck in real estate or whatever your future plans are. And good luck in the softball games today over at Circleville and for the rest of the season. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll jump back to bowling. We'll talk to Diana Moore, the girls' bowling coach for Miami Trace right after this here on the Epifano Sports Network. Okay. Diana Moore's with us right now. She is the bowling coach for the Miami Trace girls team. How long have you been doing this, Diane?
I knew you were going to ask that. I was trying to think of that. Probably 10 plus years.
I gotta say, you got the bowling programs for the high schools is over 10 years.
Oh, definitely over 10 years.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Because there was 2 other coaches before me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I always thought you coached.
No, actually, Anthony
Anthony did it.
started the girls
Okay.
the very first year. Trace had the girls team,
Okay.
and then it was Caleb Taylor. Caleb Taylor.
Caleb Taylor, and then you.
Then me.
Wow. Okay. Now, flexibility of having the facility in the family kind of helps a little bit. No blunt about. You know, the yellow lanes is there. That A, helps the kids get the practice in that they need. B, gives you guys the ability to host bowling tournaments and stuff. Plus, you're placed down at Wellston as well, so that helps out as well with Jackson and their tournament and teams and stuff like that. How different is it, though, from, you bowled probably when you was younger, right?
Well, no, I didn't start bowling until after I got married.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm learning all kinds of stuff here today. I thought you were the high school bowling Winston's kid.
When I first started bowling, I went through a very nice backup ball
Okay.
where it goes this way instead of going that way, like it's supposed to go, or it goes this way rather than going that way when it's supposed to go into the pins.
Okay.
I was very uncoordinated.
So you married into the family. That's how you learn.
Yep.
So playing bowling and coaching bowling has to be a little bit different, to say the least.
It is.
What is your philosophy in coaching the girls?
Basics, go back to the basics. I find that when I am coaching, I bowl better in my leagues because I'm up there and I'm saying, okay, what would I tell my girls?
Oh, okay.
What would what do I want them to do?
Okay.
And I concentrate on that, and then I kind of take that into the coaching.
Okay.
But I always bowl better. My average always goes up when I'm coaching. Then after I stop coaching, it's back down.
You've had some outstanding talent through the last couple of years, especially with girls. Carly mentioned she went to state last year. Had 1 or 2 other girls that went to state. Honesty went.
And Gabby.
And Gabby went. So you had at least 3 that have gone to the state tournament, stuff like that. How's it different going to the state tournament compared to how things maybe work on the local and the district level?
When you get to the state tournament, a lot of especially in the girls, the bowlers that are bowling they've been bowling all their lives, and that's what they do. They're bowlers.
Okay.
They don't do any other sport. And it's the best of the best in Ohio. They bowl in the JTBAs. They bowl in all the other tournaments that are not associated with high school in their off seasons. They travel throughout the United States and bowl.
Wow, that's unreal. But bowling has really gained in popularity in the fact that, now colleges are offering scholarships in bowling. I mean, Carly's going for bowling for Rio Grande and stuff like that. So it is becoming more and more popular and recognized by athletic departments that there's a lot of young talent out there that we can get signed. I know the AFC, I think they've got 3 or 4 other girls, Hillsborough and so forth, that are going to be going to college to bowl and stuff like that. When you look at your team, what kind of season did you guys end up having overall?
Overall, we had a pretty good season. We had a young team, had a few people that returned, but from where we started, and it's like when first day of practice, ditch went in the gutter, and then it was amazing what happened when by the end of the season. I think it was some of the girls it was just amazing. I think some of the girls even made varsity. That in the beginning of the season you're wondering, am I going to have a varsity team or not? But everybody did really well. We did really well as a team.
You guys ended up finishing second?
Finishing second, and we were not that far from winning the FAC.
Right. Hillsborough seems to have dominated over the years. I think Trace has won maybe 1 or 2 times in the boys' side and stuff like that.
We won actually 1 year. I don't remember which year it was. The girls did.
Okay, so you guys have won. So you guys have won and will. Okay, good. All right. So now what's coming up? Well, some of the girls are playing other sports and stuff like that. Basically, just encourage them. Hey, during the summer, if you get a chance to go out and roll some games, and go from there, and we'll see what happens next fall. All right.
Yep.
All right. Good enough.
Whatever they can do to
Improve themselves. That's the main thing.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
It's usually between the seasons. That's when the most improvement occurs, right? Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
Because once season starts, if you're bowling a couple times a week, you don't have a really good chance to work on your game per se, do you?
We work on a lot of fundamentals.
Fundamentals.
A lot of fundamentals.
Okay. Well, good luck to you guys, your business, and also for the girls' team. I assume you're planning coming back next year?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I was hoping maybe for a scoop or something. I'm not going
No.
to get it today. I don't think so.
No.
Donna Moore, the Miami Trace girls boxing. I'll get the right
Bowling.
sports here.
Boxing.
Boxing. Oh, that'd be
It feels like a boxing match.
bowling, coach. As I try to get my other foot out of my mouth, we'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll talk to more kids. Stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network.
Snack Wrap's back, oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. Crispy chicken doing a little biz. Lettuce, cheese, creamy rancho, spicy sauce too. All wrapped up just for you. Snack it, wrap it, love it, unwrap it. Crunching and munching, can't stop the tapping. Snack Wrap back, it's the tasty attack. One bite in, and you're never looking back.
All right, we're back here now. Evan's with us right now. Evan's one of three individuals that won two Star of the Games. Evan won for the December 12th contest against Hillsborough, and then later on, you won against McLean in February. Both times you had double-figure games. You hit a lot of threes. And how did you feel that your season overall went for you?
Okay.
You'd be a little more enthusiastic about it, Evan, you know?
Yeah.
Say, we had a great season.
It was not how we wanted it to end, but after I really didn't think I had any season left after I got hurt with my collarbone. I don't know.
I forgot you were out with some games with injuries, weren't you?
Circleville was my last game, and then I didn't think I was coming back for the rest of the season. But then the day before, or the morning of the courthouse game, at courthouse, I got cleared to come back, so that was pretty good. Yeah.
Good. Overall, as you mentioned, the year before, you guys had a perfect season. You went to the districts. Things were going pretty good. You went up against a tough Steubenville team, I believe it was, and stuff like that. And then coming into this season, what was some of the goals that, A, you had for yourself, and B, Coach Ackley wanted you guys to try to accomplish?
Well, to be honest, I really didn't even think I'd be on varsity this year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to be on varsity, so I was just trying to do my best, getting as many reps as I can and everything like that at practices and stuff. And Ben told me, he said, I think you're good enough to play varsity. So once he kind of told me that, I started to really gain focus and try and give it my all.
I was going to say, you won the start of the game early in the season, in early December, and then you won toward the end of the season as well. So I think it goes to show you what kind of a growth and stuff like that you was able to accomplish, even though you had that injury and stuff like that. The team overall, even though you had Mr. Guthrie in the middle doing his thing, toward the end of the season, and we'll talk to Gage and them guys in a few minutes, but you had to kind of readjust a little bit because, Adam wasn't there.
Yeah, so I think that was kind of a look at what next year will be like. Without him, we're going to be a fast-paced team. So, without big man, that's kind of how we got to roll. Just without no big man, just move the ball around more and try and hustle up and down the floor as much as we can, be into the spot.
Do you play other sports?
No.
Okay, so you're all basketball all the time.
Yep.
Play any summer ball or anything like that?
No, just with the team.
Just with the team.
Yep.
All right. You are a junior? Junior. Okay,
Yep.
so you got at least another year and so forth.
Yep.
Have you kind of set goals for yourself, what you want to do, as far as maybe what education efforts you might want to try for? Or
Yeah, so one of the things I want to focus on this summer is when I did my collarbone,
right.
I had to do a lot of form shooting with one arm. I think that's why I shot so well when I came back. So I plan on, doing a lot of that one arm form shooting and stuff. Need to become a better shooter. Need to get stronger. That's pretty much it.
Have you been able to do weights and stuff with the collarbone?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are starting that back up and stuff. Okay,
Yep.
That's good. All right. Well, congratulations. You won 2 awards for Star of the Game.
Yep.
Appreciate you stopping by today, and congratulations. And we look forward to seeing you next year, okay?
Okay.
Stay right there. We'll talk to some more guests of the boys basketball program, so stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network. All right, we're back here for our Star of the Game program. Miami Trace being featured, another young man that won 2 Star of the Game awards during the season. Mr. Gage Bowers, Gage, with the red hair. Everybody knows who you are, right?
I'd say, yeah.
You get down the hallway, as everybody said, guy's got red hair, that's Gage. Does people do that to you?
I mean, usually. Everyone in our school kind of knows me, so.
Knows who you are, right?
Yeah.
You, of course, participate in all kinds of sports. You're in football?
No.
No football.
Golf, baseball, and basketball.
Golf, that's it. Okay, golf, basketball, and baseball. How's the baseball season going?
So far, we're 5-0 right now, and when you're playing good, it always helps. So yeah.
It helped that you got the winning run last night.
Yeah.
Was it a triple or was it inside the park homer?
I hit it in right center gap, and then I had a triple, but then the kid overthrew the third baseman, so I got a score. So it was kind of an inside the park homer.
Okay, because the scorebook had you as a triple, and then you scored on an air. Okay, well, that's good. You've had plenty of highs this year. In fact, last year you were picked for a couple awards. I remember that game against, was it Jackson? You guys played on a Saturday and you hit the game-winning shot toward the end and stuff like that. I guess my question to you is, do you want the pressure on you? Do you want the ball in the hands when it comes, or is it just like, okay, coach, you want me to take the shot, I'll take it, and just go from there?
Yeah, I feel like having the pressure, it's kind of like a confidence booster. It kind of allows me to just be myself out there and do what I know, what I can do.
When you started off the season, you guys were coming off a very successful year and stuff like that. I'm sure expectations were high and stuff like that. And you guys were buzzing along pretty good until we had you on the Epifano McDonald's basketball classic, and you guys had a close game.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys credit that. But it kind of put you in a little losing streak there for a couple of games, and then you guys kind of righted the ship and got back into winning ways and stuff like that. Of course, then Adam gets hurt in the last, 6-7 games of the season, and you and Barron kind of had to take over the offense and stuff like that. I know that Evan mentioned a little bit that maybe as a preview to what's maybe coming up next year. Would you say that might be a fair estimate?
Yeah, for sure. I think my class, the sophomore class, and Evan's class, the junior class, it's it'll be the seniors then. But I mean, we're all bought into it. We don't like losing. Whenever we lost the circle in the courthouse, it kind of was a stick. I mean, it was just like we got to lock in, do what we do. I mean, we've built a foundation, I feel like, with the basketball at our school and just trying to keep succeeding in that.
Where your goal, you usually have been in the past a point guard. Have you still doing that, or has Ben had switched you over to shooting guard more, or what?
Well, with Barron, I mean, he can bring the ball up the court now. Then whenever I'm getting face guarded, it's kind of hard to bring the ball up the court. So, yeah, he'll put me at shooting guard or point guard. It just depends who we're playing.
Now, of course, with baseball coming up and stuff like that, will you be playing summer baseball, summer basketball, or what?
Once baseball ends, we have a local AAU team that I'll play on. Barron's on it. I think Carter Davidson, he's on it. So we'll get into it, go all over states, and then I'll also fill in and do some travel baseball too.
Okay. So when are you going to work on basketball?
Right now, I've been shooting every day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you don't get a break.
No.
How's your grades doing?
Good, 4.0.
4.0. You make me sick. You kids do all these grades and stuff like that. I'm telling you, it's great. What's your future plans? Have you decided yet? Still early.
Well, I want to go to college, of course, for sports. I don't really know if I want to go for baseball or basketball yet.
Okay.
Everyone tells me I'm a lot better at baseball, but I think I enjoy basketball a little more, so I don't know.
Well, you got a little time.
Yeah.
You know, you still got 2 more seasons to pad the stats, as they like to say, and things like that. All right. Well, congratulations again. You won 2 times this year with the star of the game. Wish you the best of luck. We'll probably see you Monday night because I guess we're doing your baseball game on the WCC.
That should be a good one. I
Yeah,
heard.
Jackson.
Yeah, we haven't beat them in I don't know how long it's been, but
Yeah. And I think we then have you against Courthouse later on in the month as well. So best of luck to you. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on a second. We'll take a break. Talk to Barron Phipps, and then I see that Coach Ackley has arrived. So we'll talk to him a little bit later on as well. So stay with us right here on the Star of the Game program on the Epifano Sports Network. All right, we quickly now move to our next guest. Barron Phipps with us right now. Barron, of course, member of the basketball team as well. How did your season go?
I think it went well. I had a lot of success overall. Ended short. We didn't want that, but it happens. Move on. Bright future.
You had a season where you guys started slow a little bit, but then as the season progressed, it seemed like your stats were getting a lot better, double figures and stuff like that. Yes, I know Adam was out the last half dozen games and stuff like that, but I could see them toward the middle there a little bit. You were starting to get more into the flow and things like that. Would you agree?
Well, moving to a new school, new team and everything, you got to get used to everybody, and I did that as the year went on. And, of course, Adam's a huge part of our offense, so when he comes out, you got to step up and make stuff happen.
As you mentioned before, you came in, from Clinton Massey School District?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've had a chance to get indoctrinated under Coach Williams for football.
Yep.
You did pretty good at all that. And now you're doing basketball and stuff like that. What things have you learned now that you have had almost over 8 months in the new school district and things like that, that's helped you personally?
Well, people. It's all like getting to know people and stuff. You get more comfortable around stuff. And coaches, especially Ackley and Williams, both did a great job with me, getting me comfortable with everybody, and it helps a lot.
All right, so you play baseball, right?
Yep.
All right. So baseball's going pretty good, 5-0 right now. Where are you playing position-wise?
Pitcher. Pitch.
Oh, you just pitch. So you're out, about every 3 to 4 days?
Yeah,
whenever the coach gets you out there, right?
Whenever they need me to, go out there.
You're a righty? What's your best pitch?
Fastball, 2-seamer, that's what I stick to.
All right.
Slider, need it.
We'll keep that in mind if we see you pitch here in the next couple of games when we broadcast the baseball team and stuff like that. Final question, basketball will be coming up again in the winter time and stuff like that. Gates is already talking about, he's already shooting basketball during the off-season stuff. What are you concentrating on?
Basketball is my main focus right now. Football is another big focus for me, and I know that's coming up before basketball, but basketball is my main sport, my main focus.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Well, good to hear that. Well, congratulations. Start of the game for the Miami Trace team, and we'll see. Maybe you pitch. Are you pitching Monday against Jackson, or do you know yet?
I might. I probably will throw a couple innings.
Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind when we do the broadcast. Keeping our fingers crossed, the weather cooperates and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need no high winds or rain. We're watched with the camera. Just ain't going to happen. But again, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you, follow you over the next couple of years as well, okay? Yep. Aaron Phipps will join us here, and we'll be talking with the head coach of the boys program right after this. So stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network.
Snack wraps back, oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. Crispy chicken doing a little biz. Lettuce, cheese, creamy ranch, spicy sauce too. All wrapped up just for you. Snack it, wrap it, love it, unwrap it, crunching and munching. Can't stop the tapping. Snack wrap back, it's the tasty attack. One bite in, and you're never looking back.
All right, we're back now with the head boys basketball coach of the Miami Trace Panthers, Coach Ben Ackley. And, of course, this season, how many games did you end up winning?
19.
Couldn't break the 20 mark.
No.
But that's not bad.
No, it's not bad, but it could have been way better.
You won the league for crying out loud.
Yeah, we did. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but we came up short of what our goals were, to be honest with you. We set out to win a district championship and thought we had the crew to do it. We came up a little short, but that's the way it goes most of the time. That's why there's been 4 or 5 teams in the history of Trace do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough to do, so... But that's our standard right now. Winning the league was, when we first took over, was a pretty big deal to try to get back to that, because Trace hadn't done that in a long time. And then winning the gold basketball last year was the first time in 54 years that had been achieved.
Right.
And that's extremely tough, just because the season goes over. You know, you start league play the first week of December, and you're playing our last league game in February.
Right.
So there's no slip-ups. When you have to go to Washington Courthouse and you have to go to Jackson, you have to play at Chillicothe. You know, you get those teams twice. And our league this year was arguably as good as any league around. So for us to be able to do it again was quite an accomplishment for our kids and our staff. So
I looked at the tournaments and stuff like that, even though you guys did not get a chance to advance as far as you did. I looked like, Circleville. You guys played them in a non-conference game, and it was one of their best seasons they've ever had. Chillicothe, same thing. So all I'm saying is, you guys do, as you mentioned before, not only league but non-league. You guys have had a very, very tough schedule again this year.
Yeah, well, and compliments to Mr. Hammond on that. He's kind of let me do what I want to do as far as ramping up our our non-league schedule. This year we played and beat Harvest Prep, who was played deep in the districts. I think they got beat in a district final. We beat New Albany, who was a game they got beat in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four in Division II.
Right.
Like you said, we played Circleville. We played London, London hasn't had the greatest record over the last couple of years, but their league is extremely tough.
Right.
And they play a lot of teams out of the Central District. And they never get their football kids until 3 weeks after the season starts.
Right.
So they always seem to get a lot better throughout the year. But we take a lot of pride in the schedule we play, and there's no one around here that played a tougher non-league schedule than we did this year, and trying to prepare to get us where we wanted to go in a tournament. And we had different circumstances come about, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
And I was proud of our kids. We played hard and gave it everything we had in our last game. We just came up a little short.
When you look at your team, obviously, Adam's injury and stuff like that played havoc on you guys. But it kind of gave you guys also a good sneak preview of what next season's going to be like when he goes down and plays with Clemson football. It kind of opened up the team a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, I felt really guilty that I didn't have us in a better spot. Adam's such a good player. I mean, he was first-team All-Ohio kid, first-team All-Ohio player I've ever coached. They just don't come around very often.
Right.
And with his size and the way he moved, he just gave us so many options. So we ran everything through him. Our defense was created around him. We didn't help as much off the ball. We tried to pressure the ball more, because if they get by you, you're going into 6-8.
Right.
And offensively, we ran everything through him because he did such a good job of making people around him better. We just pretty much put him engaged in positions to try to make those around him better, and it's worked. I mean, there's no need to try to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But when he got hurt, everything changed, and we played Washington Courthouse basically 24 hours after his injury, and had no preparation for that game without him, because when he got hurt, it was like a war zone, to be honest, Randy. You could tell he was our leader. We had kids standing by the bleachers crying, watching, because you knew it was serious. You didn't know how bad it was, and he was kind of our heart and soul. He had been our leader and was our leader, but it was just a tough night. So we regrouped and played a great game against Courthouse and finished the season on a strong note, but we didn't have time to implement a lot of the things.
Right.
Like now going in, it's a lot easier.
Right.
We will have a plan. We will be more open, as you said, but we're never going to just run up and down and shoot 33s a game, and we're not going to play 5-out dribble drive. We're not an AAU program. We're not doing those things. We're still going to screen off the ball and have continuity, and we've got great talent coming back, between Evan and Gage and Barron and Ty Huffman, and the cupboard is not bare.
Right,
So
right.
No one's going to feel sorry for us, and we're very proud of what we have had and what we have coming back, but it will be different for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But is that kind of where your goal was? Is that you want to have a long, sustaining program under your direction?
Yes, well, and I'm dating myself now, but when I first got to Miami Trace, I've been a head coach now 14 years, and when I first came back, my sell to them as a young coach with no head coaching experience other than 2 years at London, and we had really struggled, was that I would build a youth program. And there was really, Mike Turner did some POW stuff, but it was winding down, and there was a Little Lady Panthers. There were different groups, but there wasn't one united program. So we took over not only the girls, but the boys program as well. And our first year, we had 90 kids, and it's grown and grown. Very fortunate to have Travis Kelly, who's taken the program over, taking a lot of weight off my shoulders, and he does a great job with it. But that is what our goal was, to sustain success in the future by developing young kids and giving more kids an opportunity. And I learned a lot of that from Coach Schaefer and the way he built things. and I've said this on here I think every year, 80% of what we do is has his roots all over it.
Yeah.
From the way we bond with our kids, with our team meals, with doing things in the off season with them. Him and his wife, it was always a very family atmosphere, and we've tried to bring that to our kids. And our biggest thing is whether you like your playing time or your role or no matter what, I want all our kids to always know that we have their back and that we're here for them on and off the court. And I feel like once you earn that trust and you get to respect your kids and they understand you're going to be there, then the success will come after that. And we've been really fortunate. I mean, the first year we really struggled when we took over. We knew there was going to be a change, everything was new, and we were playing a bunch of young kids. But the last 4 years in the league, we're 37-3.
Wow.
And the 1 year the courthouse was really good, and they beat us twice when they had Tanner and that group, and they were exceptional. We beat everyone else, but we couldn't get by them, and we were still in the learning process. And over the last 3 years, we've only lost one game in the league. So
wow, that's phenomenal.
Our kids have had a great run, and that's Adam and these seniors, Blake and Luke, are leaving as the winningest senior class in the history of Miami Trace as far as basketball goes,
right,
as far as wins. And when you start stacking that up against the Blake Pitzers and the Pettiford twins and kids like that, there's been a lot of, you're talking about Art Sleester, you're talking about Bill Hanners, you go all the way back, Terrell Baker, Jason King. There's been a lot of talented kids. So for these kids to be able to say that they're the winningest ever is quite an accomplishment.
It's very, very phenomenal. Always bringing up some old names from the past. Yeah. My goodness. I'm starting to really feel old now, Ben.
Well, it's always nice to hear you.
Yeah, it's always
tribute to Schaefer and stuff like that.
Yeah, Coach Schaefer, as you mentioned, has had such an impact upon you guys' life. You, Shannon, and numerous other ones throughout the year and stuff
Coach
like that.
Smallwood,
Jeff
Coach Southward, Coach Denon,
all the Fayette
Travis Robertson. Yeah, the coaches at Fayette Christian, his legacy will continue for years and years. And like when I played, every coach from Tom Pfeiffer to Kenny Updegrove to Jerry Mount to Kenny Nisley to Tom Dean, they all played for Coach.
Right.
And that's where like Hayden Hunter's back coaching, and he played our first year here. So his model is sustaining, and
yes,
he did that for a long time. And it's like Coach comes and does such a good job supporting, and I know he cringes still. He's a blue lion, but he comes and he was at several of our games this year. And to be honest with you, I'm 45 years old. I still get nervous when he's there because I don't want to let him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. And we hope that we can have that effect on our kids someday, because we want them all to want to come back.
Right.
Like this year, Trey Robinette came back in and played with us, and Sky Salyers and Bryson Yeoman. We've just had so many great kids, and all the kids back to our first year when we were 6 and 17, and everyone told us, oh, you can't do this. You're crazy. Don't ever leave the girls. You can't win with the boys. It's everyone wants to tell you what you can't do.
Yep.
Kids are the power. Kids are great. If you work, they'll work. And we've done it together. I've got a great staff of guys. Coach Randy Welsh came back this year to help.
Saw that.
And Alex Marting's as good a JV coach as there is in the area. Coach Southward's awesome. Travis Kelly's awesome. Our junior high coaches, Ryan Garrison and DJ Gleason, are both unreal, and all our youth coaches. It just takes a village to do it. And the longer I do it, the more I realize. When I was a young coach, I thought it was about me. I was going to. I wanted to be Coach Schaefer. I wanted to win 500 games. I wanted to do this. I won't coach 500 games. So, just to be able to share this and try to bring back. There's nothing better than having success as a team with your buddies.
Yeah.
And to watch our kids be able to have some success over the last couple of years and do it together, and see the smiles on their faces and see their hard work paying off, the 6 o'clock in the morning shooting. Like right now, people don't realize our kids that aren't in a spring sport, we're going 5 days a week right now.
Wow.
So we're shooting in the mornings, we're lifting at the new at the new place, Courthouse Fitness Place, the Volt Place. They're training our kids, and it don't stop. I mean, as you know, your son played in college. It just does not stop. So if you want to be great, you have to pay the price, and we've been very fortunate to have parents and kids sacrifice and believe in our mission.
Well, you do a great job. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Well, thank you, guys. I'm glad to be up right here after. It's been 2 years now since the heart attack, and it's just crazy how much more I appreciate everything. And I want to thank my wife and my dad. Like, my dad had a stroke last year in the season. He's doing better, but he comes to every practice with me and every game, and I appreciate Coach Heyman and our school letting him do that. He sits, he loves being around it, and it was great to share it with him because I know he loves it. When we got beat in a tournament, and I talked to WCHO on the radio, I go up and he's standing there and I'll give him a hug and he's got tears in his eyes. So, I mean, that's what basketball has been our life for a long time.
Right.
You know, I started being a ball boy when I was in 3rd grade and it hadn't stopped.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade anything, but the people around me that have allowed me to learn to love it and be a part of it, and now we're just trying to pass that gift along because it is a great game, and we have people like you guys in the radio and all the media outlets. We're so fortunate for these kids to get the exposure they're getting through you guys. So we appreciate you all very much, and we're thankful.
All right. Well, if I remember correctly, Ben is the only girls and boys varsity coach to win the McDonald's tournament, holiday tournament.
You start saying stuff like that and you're aging me, Randy. So it just means I've been around a long time.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, Ben has been our special guest. Congratulations. Look forward to next year, all right? So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going back to bowling, I believe it is. So stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network.
Snack Wrap's back, oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. Crispy chicken doing a little biz. Lettuce, cheese, creamy rancho, spicy sauce too. All wrapped up just for you. Snack it, wrap it, love it, unwrap it. Crunching and munching, can't stop the tapping. Snack Wrap back, it's the tasty attack. One bite in and you're never looking back.
With us now is Cole from the bowling team, Miami Trace.
Yep.
And Cole, you had quite a season, to say the least. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I kind of had a slump towards the beginning of the season, but once I got back in rhythm, I ended up finishing with a 226 average, and I placed second in the FAC.
Okay, good. You were able to take that, and now you're going to be going to college. Is that right?
Yep.
To bowl. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, I'm going up to Ohio State to bowl for their club team, and it's like their actual Ohio State bowling team.
Oh, okay.
But they face everyone in the NCAA and everything else.
So they don't just concentrate on the big, I call it now almost 16 because about 16 teams in the Big Ten, but so it's more wide range then.
Yeah, they'll face teams from California, Nevada. That like their biggest tournament they go to is Las Vegas.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's the second time I've heard people going to Las Vegas for a big bowling tournament. It seems that's the place to go and stuff like that. A lot of bowling in Las Vegas, to say the least. You had part of the All AFC honors and stuff like that. You played what, 4 years? 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. As you gone through all the bowling and stuff like that, what were some of the things that you learned personally from it that you hope will help carry you as you go to college?
So I know when I first got into bowling, I didn't think it was going to be a big atmosphere in that. My first tournament going in was absolutely crazy. There was a ton of people everywhere. And I know college is going to be a lot more crazy than this because they say there's people shoulder to shoulder just to watch college students bowl.
Really? Wow. Not used to those big crowds, right?
Not yet, but I think I'll get used to it pretty soon.
What did you pick up during the season? Was there a particular match that you thought was maybe one of your best and things like that?
I think we was facing Chillicothe, and we was facing Chillicothe. I shot, I think it was a 515 series or some in the 500 series for 2 games. And that was probably my best series I had in my high school career.
Okay, that's great. So now you're going to Ohio State. Have you figured out what field you want to get into, or?
Yeah, I'm going to probably go in the turf management side and do the turf side of golf. And
really? Oh, okay. What other sports do you play in?
I do golf and that, but I just wanted to do it because I'd done turf management throughout my whole career and also when I was in middle school and that.
Holy, wow. Some of the things you learn about these young people. You think you got them pegged, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, I'm going to do this. Okay, fine. It's your life. I mean, do what you want. Finally, when do you report at Ohio State, and have you already started working on your bowling game?
Yes, I've been up to a couple practices with Ohio State, and they pretty much said anytime you have nothing from high school, just come up and we'll invite you in, and you can practice 2 hours or so.
Really? Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, the bowling season for your college, will that be early fall, or late fall through the spring, or is it year-round, or what?
Ohio State kind of does it year-round, but it's kind of like not mandatory in the summer and late spring. So, but if you have nothing going on, they say it'll really be good for you just to come in and get a couple shots on patterns you've never seen before.
Have they given you an indication of like how many guys will be going as a team and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, they have a varsity and JV like high school does, and most of the time varsity goes to the bigger events, but JV also goes with like the OBCs and that. Okay,
so you'd be participating in tournaments no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How's schooling going?
Pretty good. I'm finishing pretty strong right now.
How many days you got left?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm just trying to fill in all the moments and all that.
Okay, great. Anything in school that you learned that you hope will carry you along?
Well, I've been taking some ag classes to help me through college, and some of those count as college credit, so that'll help out in the long run.
Okay, great. Well, Cole, it's been nice to watch you play over the last couple of years. You won some of our Star of the Games. I think you got student athlete last year. So you have given us your experience and presence here at the McDonald's. Going to miss you, but wish you the best of luck at Ohio State, okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for everything.
Okay, thanks, Cole. Cole Whiteside with us here on the Epifano Sports Network. We'll talk to his coach, and then we got a couple girls basketball, then we're going to wrap it up. Stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network. Andrew Moore's with us right now. He's the bowling coach for Miami Trace, the boys. took over for Granddad, right?
Yeah. Grandpa, after I graduated college, and Grandpa said, I'm done. Here you go.
Handed off to you, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Coming through college and stuff, you had a chance to. I know that we used you on a couple of broadcasts on WCHC, which was a big help. Took a lot of pressure off me, but you were able to get a good college education, stuff like that. What did you study?
I studied. I was actually a triple major in business management, economics, marketing.
Okay, so you're using that now, experience,
Yes.
with running the yellow lanes and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yep.
But you're also able to coach a bowling team after you played during your high school years, right?
Oh yes, 100%.
So what's the major difference you could see from playing to being a college to high school coach?
I guess the biggest thing is the biggest difference of playing versus coaching is your lack of control when coaching, because you're not the one throwing the ball. You have the kids throwing the ball, and it's it could go anywhere sometimes. It's just that lack of control, and
That teaches you that some things are out of your control.
Oh, it is 100%.
In the sense that you don't have control and stuff, so you have to rely on your team. And of course, Cole was one of those young men that had an outstanding season for you like that. Tell us a little bit about him.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's dedicated. He would always do a lot of practicing within the practice time, and then also outside practicing on his own bowling. Bowling's a sport that it's really a team at the end of the day, but each individual, they can be as good as they want to be, right?
Right.
Because if you want to go out there and practice and bowl all these tournaments and extra stuff, you're going to be a lot better than the guy that just comes to practice and leaves right in the practice time. So,
I think people sometimes get the misconception bowling. You just go, oh, okay, let's just pick up the ball and few practice.
No.
It's just kind of year round almost.
It is, yeah. The people that really are at the top of it, they bowl all year round. They're bowling tournaments. They're bowling constantly.
What kind of season did you guys end up having?
Let's see. I believe we finished second in the league behind Hillsborough. Hillsborough has a really strong team. They went, I believe, undefeated this year in the regular season. So we only had 3 losses, all to Hillsborough. And then we had some success in some tournaments. We won our very first tournament at the very beginning of the year, the Silver Bridge Shootout. And then later in the year, we went down to Hillsborough, and they had a tournament set up for the districts, basically, same as what the districts is.
Okay.
And we ended up winning that one, too. So,
Okay.
pretty
Good.
solid season.
Good. Now that you're during the quote-unquote off season, what are some of the things you're hoping that your guys that are coming back will be able to work on?
Spares, basically, the biggest thing, because it's a game of spares at the high school level. If you make all your spares, you'll be at the top there.
People don't realize gutter ball's not going to get it for you.
No, gutter ball's not going to get it. It is not. Neither will they open frames.
Okay. Just real quickly as a review, tell us how the breakdown is for a high school team.
Like a match?
Yeah, how the matches go.
Okay, so in high school match, you bowl 5 people at a time on the individual games, and that's basically like, let's say me and you are on a team, there'll be 3 other guys, we're bowling just a plain game of bowling, right?
Right.
And then we add all our scores up together in a normal match for the FAC, you bowl 2 of those. So we add those total of 10 scores up, and then we bowl 3 Baker games. So one person bowls the 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, 5, 10. So you each bowl 2 frames in that order.
So it does, like you mentioned before, individual effort is important,
Yes.
but team concept
It's there throughout the whole entire thing, but the individual can only be as good as they want to be, right?
Right.
But you're only as strong as your weakest link, so the hardest thing is to really push those bottom guys to be up there with your top performers, if that makes sense.
Do you see a lot of the kids, especially high school age, coming in during the summer months at your place and being able to do a lot of bowling stuff?
Yes, we do. We've had quite a few come in, and Cole was one of them that always came in and did that. But you can always tell the ones that come in during the summer and work on it, and they jump 10 to 20 pins an average the next season, and you can tell the work they put in.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, wish you guys the best of luck during the off season, and look forward to seeing how things go for the 26-27 season.
All right, thank you.
Boy, that's hard to believe. We're already getting ready to talk about next school year already. All right. So we will take a break. We have a couple guests remaining, so stay with us. We're going to talk a little more girls basketball right here on the Epifano Sports Network.
Snack Wrap's back, oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. Crispy chicken doing a little biz. Lettuce, cheese, creamy rancho, spicy sauce too. All wrapped up just for you. Snack it, wrap it, love it, unwrap it. Crunching and munching, can't stop the tapping. Snack Wrap back, it's the tasty attack.
All right, we're in the last portion of our show. We're going to talk girls basketball. Gracie Lovett is the only girls two-time winner, but one of three from Miami Trace. She won. I got to get my glasses on, Grace. That's the problem when you get old. You guys see this thing. Adina, first game of this that we did, you had 28 points. And then you had 24 points against Washington Courthouse. So that's the two times that you were picked to star of the game. Overall, how'd your season go?
I mean, it went the way that we expected. I think we could have and should have done a lot better this year. I think our record wasn't as good as it should have been. But individually, I think I had a decent season.
You made first team All-AFC?
I think so.
Okay. District?
I'm not sure.
Not sure? You're not into the individual honors per se, right?
No.
Just give me the ball, let me shoot, right?
Yep.
Was that basically what Coach Smallwood wanted you to do? He said, we're going to come through you.
Pretty much, yeah. I just knew that my game's just driving. I'm not really an outside shooter, but something I need to work on is outside shooting. But he did want me to just take the ball and take control most of the time.
I noticed, done the games now over the last couple of years, you aren't much of a three-point shooter. I mean, very, very rarely will you. I mean, you want to say, I'm going to go inside, I'm going to mess it up with you guys.
Yeah.
And some of the moves you make is like, how in the world did you do that? But anyway.
I don't even know.
You don't even know. With the fact that, the season, as we mentioned before, third coach in 4 years and stuff like that, so you guys have had to make some adjustments and stuff like that. How has that affected your game personally? Do you feel like you've got a little bit more freedom, or?
I don't think it's really affected me at all. I mean, I just do the same thing no matter who's the coach and just play my game.
That's because basically the coaches are saying, Gracie, it starts with you, right?
Pretty much.
Do you like have that pressure on you?
Yeah, I like the pressure. It gives me more confidence, and I don't know.
How you doing in school?
Good. My grades are pretty good this year.
Good. What's your best subject?
Probably math.
Really? Have you thought about maybe future plans down the road?
I don't know. Probably a 4-year college, but I don't know what I want to do
yet. Okay. Having your sister on the coaching staff, how's that helped you or hurt you?
I feel like it's helped me. She does give me a lot of confidence most of the time and tries to lift me up, so it's been pretty helpful having her there.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. What was the best game you think you had?
I don't know.
I mean,
probably the courthouse game.
The courthouse game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. What are you doing during the off season now?
Right now I'm doing AAU, and then I'm supposed to go shoot with Coach Ackley today, so just being in the gym most of the time.
So, which team do you play for? AAU?
Dayton Metro.
Okay, so you guys play mostly summer, or how's that work?
We play right now through May, and then we take a break through June, and then we come back in July and play.
Okay, so are you limited as to how many games you can play, or is just the way the schedule set up?
Yeah.
So you're basically all basketball, right?
Yep.
I'm going to say you don't play any other sports, do you?
No, I used to play softball. I was going to play this year, but then I changed my mind.
Okay, that's why I thought you played softball before. Okay. So what do you hope that you can help with your teammates for next year? What do you guys want to try to accomplish?
Probably just win the FAC, hopefully. But I mean, I think we could have done that this year. But we lost 7 seniors this year, so hopefully we just do better.
That's a real big turnover, to say the least, and stuff like that. Plus the fact Coach Small will be back for his second year, I think that will help you guys as well. All right, well, congratulations. You were picked for 2 games this year for Star of the Game. Wish you the best luck during the off season, and look forward to seeing how things go for 26-27, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more right after this. Katie Bach's with us right now. She was picked for the Star of the Game. Waverly, I think it was.
Yeah.
When you look at your season, I know you guys have wanted to win more games and stuff like that, but your personal growth, it seemed to me that you personally got more into the offense and defense as the season progressed. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yep.
What was behind that?
I definitely put in a lot of work over this past summer. We had open gyms pretty early on last year. So, my cousin, Logan Rogers, I don't know if you know him.
Logan.
Yeah.
He's your cousin?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he definitely had me in the gym a lot, and he worked me hard, so that helped a lot.
Well, that's good. He's a good guy and hard worker. I think he played with Spanky on his team. Yeah, I think Nicholas knows him, stuff like that. Yeah, he's refereeing games now. I saw him referee some games this year, so that's good. As you look at your season overall, we picked you for the Waverly game, I believe it was, but what was overall you thought was your best season, your best game?
Probably Waverly that you guys picked me for.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just went out there and I was like, I'm just going to give it my all, which I do every game, but sometimes I do get in my head and then my shots don't fall. But I definitely had a lot of confidence that game, and coach just let me play. So,
is it fair to say that for most players, it goes from the neck up? If you got the confidence,
it all falls. Yeah, everything else falls.
You just call it all falls in line, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you do during the off basketball season? You other sports?
I used to play volleyball.
Okay.
Now I'm just like working out every day and lifting.
Okay.
Getting ready for college and graduation. Just got back from vacation, so.
Okay. Where you plan on going to college, or have you made your mind up yet?
Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio. Okay. Anything field you're looking at?
I'm studying sports management and marketing, and then might add some sports psychology in there.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you play in college sports, or just more, maybe intramural?
No,
or?
I might do some like basketball here and there, or pickleball, something.
Pickleball, okay.
Playing, so.
That seems to be the latest fad. You know, one of these days schools are going to have a pickleball team, and then we'll have to put that as our Star of the Game or something. I don't know.
Olympics now? Is pickleball in the Olympics yet?
Pickleball probably, I don't know if it's in the Olympics or not, but it probably will be eventually and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so basically you're just kind of like chilling out right now, right?
I am. Honestly, it's nice to just like have some time to yourself and some free time. And I help my dad here and there, and I also work at Craig's Quality Design.
Okay.
A couple days during the week.
All right.
So
you are keeping yourself busy.
Yeah.
All right.
Busy.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
you
you.
were star of the game against Waverly, later part of the season. You had a really good game. Best of luck at Miami, Ohio, and your college endeavors, okay?
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Katie Bach, join us. We'll talk to Jeff Smallwood, and then we're going to wrap things up. So stay with us right here on the Epifano Sports Network.
snack wraps back. Oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. Crispy chicken doing a little biz. Lettuce, cheese, creamy rancho, spicy sauce too. All wrapped up just for you. Snack it, wrap it, love it, unwrap it, crunching and munching, can't stop the tapping. Snack wrap back, it's the tasty attack. One bite in and you're never looking back.
With us now is Jeff Smallwood, who's our final guest of the day. He's the girls' varsity basketball coach. We will have Washington Courthouse coming up a few minutes afterwards, so stay tuned for that. In case your Blue Line fan says, where they at? They'll be here, okay? We're just running a little behind schedule today, but we want to make sure we got all the folks from Trace covered and get a chance to talk to them as well. Jeff, 9-win season?
Yep, 9-13. 9-13. Ended up 5-5 in the FAC, solo third. So
toward the end of the season, especially, I think we did a couple of your games toward the end of the season, and you played very, very well. You played against some very tough teams in the league and non-conference.
Yeah, non-conference schedule was tough. I told them our 10 losses we had in the non-league. I looked at their end of the year record, and they had a 78% winning percentage.
Oh my goodness!
So and I want us to have a competitive schedule because it gets you ready for the postseason. But I'd like kind of something in the middle.
Okay.
And I think we picked up a couple teams got rid of a couple, but we're still playing Uniota, Circleville. Those powerhouses both went to the Final Four this year, so we'll still have our hands full, but we'll compete.
You, as the girls have already mentioned, you were the third head coach in 4 years.
Yeah.
Coach Day, of course, left after a year because of work commitments and stuff like that. So you became aware of the position and things like that, and they asked you to take over the program. What was the first couple challenges you thought personally you had to undertake to get ready for the program?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to balance what expectations I have, and accountability, things like that. So, and it's different for, different head coaches, things like that. So, trying to get their approach ready for the game, things like that, just how to operate, and the staff was great. Cass Lovett, a lot of help. Carlos has been around the game forever.
Yeah.
Cody Scott really helped with the younger kids. So just setting the culture moving forward is key.
What was the style that you tried to play?
Tried to play up tempo a lot. We tried to do some continuity action, a lot of pick and pop, trying to attack, trying to space the floor. I'm big into spacing, getting it out. Obviously, Gracie is our motor, so get it out and have the kids know exactly what spot on the floor they need to sprint to, and trying to play an up-tempo game when we could. And at times we did a great job. We just have to improve in the off season. We have to get in and improve on our shooting. That was our little misstep. We lost quite a few games from the free throw line, which I'm big on the free throws. When I played all through coaching, you win and lose games at the free throw line.
Right.
And I'm a stickler with it because, we could have won 4 games that we let slip away, just, having a 7 of 21 from the free throw line, things like that. We lose that tough one at Hillsborough by a point.
Yeah.
And we were 7 of 21 from the free throw line. So you look back at it and say, it's attention to detail, it's repetition, just doing the same thing over and over again. So that's what we're trying to do moving forward, just because, like I said, there's 4 or 5 games. There's going to be 4 or 5 games one way or the other, most every season when it comes to the free throw line. So
I know that with now you'll have the opportunity to coach again next year. What are some of the things you want your girls that are returning to work on?
Yeah, well, we start next week. We have the April, May, June schedule set.
Okay.
So plan is we're going to have youth camp once it gets board approved early June. So we're going to go to Cedarville team camp again.
Okay.
Try to get as many people. I gave them like a 10-day window where we have a shootout youth camp. It's busy 10 days and then team camp. So I'm trying to squeeze that in to where they can go on family vacation before, after, but really need locked in those 10 days. But we're going to work on a lot of ball handling. We need confidence in being able to dribble with our head up, and be able to see the floor, and a lot of shooting, a lot of shooting drills. We just have to get better making open shots and feeling comfortable with it. So, and I know that they're willing to put in the work. It's a good group. We're gonna really miss the 7 seniors in the building. It's a great group of kids.
Wow.
So we've got some pieces to fill, and it's a great thing to have 7 seniors out.
Yeah.
You don't see that a whole lot anymore. Next year, I'm hoping we should be sitting around 5. I think we'll have 5 seniors next year. So it's good to have a program that when you see the seniors finish, that's a good thing. And they bought into their roles, because having 7 of them, and like I said, basketball's the toughest when it comes to managing the playing time, because there's 5 spots, and you can't have 15 get in most times.
Right.
And football, you have 11 and 11. You can mix and match a lot.
Right.
Basketball's probably the toughest when it comes to managing time.
Now you still doing track?
No track. Cross country.
Cross country. That's it. Okay.
Cross country.
I knew it had something to do with running.
Yeah.
I had to change his title because I had him down for coach across country.
Yeah. I did junior high track, but I handed that over to Caleb Brannigan. He's doing a great job. He's my assistant for cross country. So yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, wish you the best during the off season. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
All right. Stay right there, because we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, because we have courthouse coming up in just a few minutes. So again, our thanks to Jeff Smallwood for joining us. And with that, that's going to wrap up our Miami Trace Star of the Game program. Give us about 10 minutes or so to kind of get things set up and for the courthouse people, and then we'll start that show as well. So we'll be back in a little bit, so stay with us as we're broadcasting from the Epifano Sports Network.